Hi, this is Daryl Meyer from Keller, Texas. Today is Thursday, March 25th, 2010. Listen, I have several scriptures I want to read to you at the end of this message, so let's go through the news rather quickly. This first story is out of the JerusalemPost.com. Headline says, U.S. backs Israel at the UNHRC. Okay, the U.S. was the only country at the United Nations Human Rights Council to vote against all three anti-Israel resolutions, which were approved Wednesday in Geneva. It was also the only country to oppose a UNHRC resolution in support of the Palestinian right to self-determination. So even though America's relationship with Israel has been strained, they're still asking for the council to task for its treatment of Israel. So apparently we can treat Israel badly, but as soon as the Geneva Council does, America slaps their hand. I don't get it. Anyway, it says this council is too often exploited as a platform from which to single out Israel, which undermines its credibility. It just seems like we're going to see the whole world come against Israel. And I get a lot of people that make comments saying, this Israel of today is not the Israel that God made the promise to in the Bible. And I just have to say, really? Really? Then which one is? Show me another Israel that is God's chosen people. Show me. It's the same land, it's the same area, it's the same Temple Mount, it's the same Jewish people. So I beg to differ. It is the same Israel. When God makes a covenant forever, it's forever, people, whether you like it or not. Israel's ambassador to the UN in Geneva said he appreciated the support of the U.S. at the council, and he said, "We have witnessed today another anti-Israeli show." Just seems to be a sign of the times and what's going on. Okay, here's a story out of Haaretz.com. Despite the row between the U.S. and Israel, they sign a massive arms deal. This deal is worth about $250 million. They're purchasing 3 Hercules C-130J airplanes. There's some other things included in there, but they are not getting the munitions, the bunker-busting bombs they were requesting. Here's another story out of FoxNews.com. Bin Laden says Americans will die if the alleged 9/11 mastermind is executed. So he is threatening to harm Americans if Khalid Sheikh Mohammed is put to death. So Osama bin Laden is still issuing threats to Americans. It just seems that this thing, saying this is just absurd because, when have they ever treated American prisoners good? Don't get me started on him. Okay, here's a story out of Reuters.com. 6 powers launched talks on new Iran sanctions. The United States, Britain, France, Germany have begun talks with China and Russia on a U.S. drafted proposal for a new round of UN sanctions against Iran over its nuclear program. Think it's going to work? I doubt it. I don't know. Anyway, it says that Russia and China have lucrative business ties with Tehran, so it kind of makes them not really want to authorize any sanctions. Really? Russia has lucrative business ties with Iran? Wow, who would have seen that coming? Gee, it's just in the Bible. Okay, here's something coming back around. This is out of Wired.com, W-I-R-E-D. Lawmakers are eyeing a new national ID card. They're calling it high-tech, fraud-proof Social Security cards that would be required for all employees in the United States. Really? So you'd have to have this to be able to buy and sell? Okay. In a related story, it looks like the White House is pushing amnesty and national ID cards. This doesn't look like a good thing. Oh, computer froze. Okay, so there it goes. Alright. I want to get in the word today about Israel, because so many people seem to think that, this Israel of today is not the same Israel of the Bible. I beg to differ. Let's start with Genesis 12, verses 2 and 3. This was when God was talking to Abram, who later became Abraham. He says, "I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. And I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse. And all peoples on earth will be blessed through you. Okay, so this was God setting up the outline for the nation of Israel. And Abraham was going to be the father of the descendants that would inherit this land. Okay, let's go to 2 Samuel 7, verse 22 through 24. I can't even read my own writing. How great you are, O sovereign Lord! There is no one like you, and there is no God but you, as we have heard with our own ears. And who is like your people Israel, the one nation on earth that God went out to redeem as a people for himself, and to make a name for himself, and to perform great and awesome wonders by driving out nations and their gods from before your people, whom you redeemed from Egypt. You have established your people Israel as your very own forever, and you, O Lord, have become their God. Okay, you can argue with me all you want, but you can't argue with God about this. I mean, who am I or you or anyone else to say, oh, Israel's no longer God's chosen people? Well, according to the holy word of God, this says, you have established your people Israel as your very own forever. Okay, so I don't want to hear anyone arguing with me. If you got an argument, take it up with God. Okay? Because clearly, the Israeli people are God's chosen people forever, whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not. So, let's go to Jeremiah 31, verse 10. Hear the word of the Lord, O nations. Proclaim it in the distant coastlands. He who scattered Israel will gather them, and will watch over his flock like a shepherd. Will watch over his flock like a shepherd. That's a good word. Let's go to Ezekiel 11, verse 17. Therefore say, this is what the sovereign Lord says, I will gather you from the nations and bring you back from the countries where you have been scattered, and I will give you back the land of Israel again. When did that happen? May 14th, 1948. God brought his chosen people from all the nations around the world where they had been scattered back to his land that he had given them. I know, you want to argue with me. But, I'm reading from the Holy Bible, people. It's not like I'm reading from the Left Behind series, which is fiction. Holy Bible's not fiction. It's completely true. Let's go to Ezekiel 28, verses 25 through 26. This is what the sovereign Lord says. When I gather the people of Israel from the nations where they have been scattered, I will show myself holy among them in the sight of the nations. Then they will live in their own land, which I gave to my servant Jacob. They will live there in safety, and they will build houses. Hello, Barack Obama. They will build houses and plant vineyards. They will live in safety when I inflict punishment on all their neighbors who malign them. Then they will know that I am the Lord their God. Okay, let's go to Ezekiel 34, verse 14. I will tend them in a good pasture, and the mountain heights of Israel will be their grazing land. There they will lie down in good grazing land, and there they will feed in a rich pasture on the mountains of Israel. How about Ezekiel 39, verses 21 through 29? Oh, hold on, I'm skipping something. Okay, Ezekiel 37, verse 22, and that says, I will make them one nation in the land on the mountains of Israel. There will be one king over all of them, and they will never again be two nations or be divided into two kingdoms. Okay, so all these things they're trying to do to divide the land of God and give it to the Palestinians, sounds like it won't work. It's not gonna work. I don't know. I guess time will tell. How about Ezekiel 39? Let's do 21 through 29. I will display my glory among the nations, and all the nations will see the punishment I inflict, and the hand I lay upon them. From that day forward the house of Israel will know that I am the Lord their God, and the nations will know that the people of Israel went into exile for their sin, because they were unfaithful to me. So I hid my face from them, and handed them over to their enemies, and they all fell by the sword. I dealt with them according to their uncleanness and their offenses, and I hid my face from them. I will bring Jacob back from captivity, and will have compassion on all the people of Israel, and I will be zealous for my holy name. They will forget their shame and all the unfaithfulness they showed toward me when they lived in safety in their land. Ooh, gosh, I'm running out of time. Then they will know that I am the Lord their God. For though I sent them into exile among the nations, I will gather them to their own land, not leaving any behind. I will no longer hide my face from them, for I will pour out my spirit on the house of Israel, declares the sovereign Lord. Okay, how about Joel 3:2? I'm not going to get to read it. I'm running out of time. Anyway, see you tomorrow.